Cho fined me for my dog's bark. They didn't know he'd rescued 7 kids from a fire. I never expected a golden retriever to become a lightning rod for public outrage. But I guess when your dog's a nationally recognized rescue hero, and some fake HOA president tries to fine him for existing, things tend to escalate fast. I'm Isabel Rivas, firefighter, paramedic, and proud handler of Max. I rescued Max after he pulled 3 kids from a burning daycare in Arizona. He was trained for search and rescue, and we were paired through a national recovery program. He's not just my partner on calls, he's family, loyal, gentle, smarter than most people I know. So when I got that first notice of violation taped to my front door, $500 fine for harboring a nuisance animal, I thought it had to be a mistake. We just moved into Clearbrook Pines 3 weeks ago, a quiet-looking suburb on the edge of town. Good school ratings, plenty of green space, close to the station. I figured it would be a good place for both of us to rest between shifts. I didn't know it came with an HOA tyrant named Beverly Rains. She knocked on my door the next morning, clipboard in hand, lips pursed like she'd sucked on a lemon for breakfast. She didn't even say hello. I heard the dog barking again this morning. Residents are trying to enjoy a peaceful community. I blinked at her, still in my uniform. Ma'am, Max only barked because the mail carrier stepped on our mat. He's trained to alert, not attack. She sniffed. Regardless, this community has standards. Noise complaints carry monetary penalties. I looked past her, no mail carrier in sight. Just a couple of her HOA lackeys lingering near their SUVs. Watching. One was recording. Something inside me flared. Do you even know who Max is? An unlicensed, unregistered disturbance? He's a nationally certified rescue dog. He's literally saved lives. There's an award from the mayor framed inside. Want to see it? She stepped back like I'd threatened her. We don't recognize outside certifications here. Your animal needs to be leashed and muzzled at all times outside. If he barks again, we'll escalate. And then she turned and walked off. I tried to reason, sent documentation to the board, called City Animal Services, even brought Max to the HOA's pet review meeting. Yes, they have those, apparently hoping that maybe once they saw the metal on his vest and the scars on his paw, they'd back off. Instead, Karen's sorry, Beverly mocked his gait and called his whimpering aggressive posture. When the fines reached $1,500, I went public. I posted a clip from my body cam, where Max pulled a trapped toddler from smoke so thick I could barely breathe. I tagged the HOA. It went viral in 48 hours. But that's when Beverly doubled down. Next week, I came home from a shift to find the gate broken, my mailbox filled with shredded paper, and Max limping he'd stepped on glass someone left inside our yard. I took him to the vet. The report confirmed the wound wasn't accidental. Somebody had placed shards around the gate line. I filed a police report, but unless I had footage of who did it, there wasn't much they could do. That night, I installed cameras. And the following Wednesday morning, I caught her, Beverly Rains, HOA clipboard in one hand, bag of broken ceramics in the other, crouched by my fence line like some deranged porcelain fairy. She was muttering about setting a boundary as she dropped shards into the grass. I didn't confront her. Not right away. I needed more. I started digging. Turns out the HOA wasn't even active anymore, hadn't been since a vote failed quorum 2 years ago. But Beverly and 2 of her friends had kept issuing fines through a fake email domain that mimicked the old HOA's website. They weren't just bossy, they were scamming neighbors out of real money. But here's the thing. Beverly wasn't just a Karen with a God complex. She was also running for city council on a restored neighborhood values platform. So yeah, I gathered the receipts, emails, video of her trespassing, vet bills, the shredded mail, a screenshot of her campaign site where she touted zero tolerance for dangerous breeds. I called a press contact I knew through rescue services, and I dropped everything. 2 days later, the headline read, "Local hero dog attacked by HOA candidate. Entire HOA may be a fraud." By noon, Beverly's lawn sign had been spray-painted liar in 4-foot red letters, but things weren't done yet. By the time I woke up the next morning, the story had already exploded. Over 1.3 million views on the video. My inbox flooded with support from rescue groups, veterans, firefighters, teachers, dog lovers, you name it. The mayor's office even shared the clip on their official page, tagging it with, "This dog is more civic-minded than half of city council." But the real moment I knew Beverly had officially lost the narrative, when a group of second graders from North Pine Elementary drew Max with a little cape and mailed me a banner that said, "Thank you, Max the hero dog." That's when I cried. I don't cry easily, but that got me. And Beverly, she panicked. First, she tried to claim I doctored the video, said I hired an actor in a dog suit. Then she accused me of cyberbullying and threatened a defamation lawsuit. Then, incredibly, she went door to door with printed flyers that read, in bold red ink, "Is this the kind of person you want?" Living next door to your children. Underneath was a picture of me in uniform carrying a soot-covered child, but captioned, "Reckless owner ignores local rules." What she didn't realize was that someone had a ring cam recording her dropping those flyers in every mailbox on federal property. Yeah, tampering with people's mailboxes. That's a federal offense. By Friday, half the neighborhood was in full rebellion mode. People started pulling HOA compliance signs off their lawns. A veteran named Melvin, retired Army, stood on his porch and yelled, "Max did more for this town than you ever have," when Beverly walked by. Someone even printed shirts with Max's paw print and "Bark Louder" on the front. It was like watching dominoes fall. Every fine, every threat, every smug letter Beverly had ever issued came back to bite her. People were digging up old screenshots, questioning where the money from HOA dues had gone. One woman discovered she'd paid over $2,000 in the last year to a PayPal account listed under Clearbrook Resident Outreach, which led back to Beverly's husband's personal account. The fake HOA wasn't just fake, it was a full-blown grift. I didn't even have to go to the press again. The neighborhood did it for me. One of the local dads, Jason, runs a drone photography company, cut together footage of Beverly stalking my gate, mixed with clips of Max's rescues, and layered it with dramatic music. It was captioned, "Who's really endangering the neighborhood?" When it hit 2.4 million views, the city finally acted. City code enforcement and 2 uniformed officers showed up on Beverly's porch, the same porch where she used to hold mandatory HOA meetings with folding chairs and warm lemonade. She tried to argue, claimed it was all a misunderstanding, even had the nerve to call me a hysterical woman with a trauma dog. They didn't arrest her, but they handed her 3 citations: trespassing, mailbox tampering, and impersonating an HOA official. She was told to cease and desist immediately. All enforcement activity stopped. Everyone who'd paid her bogus fines was instructed to submit claims to a special city investigation team. But karma wasn't done. That weekend was Clearbrook Pine's annual summer pet parade. Beverly had banned the event the past 2 years, citing unruly energy. But this year, it came back bigger than ever. Hundreds showed up. Every kind of pet. Cats in strollers, pigs with ribbons, even a hedgehog wearing a crown. And Max led the parade, wearing his medal, tail wagging, paw freshly bandaged, but high-stepping like he knew what he was doing. The mayor gave him a ceremonial leash made of red, white, and blue ribbon. Local news covered it live. When they handed me the mic, I just said, "Max has never asked for anything. He just helps." I think we could all learn from that. The crowd roared. But here's where the twist came. 2 days later, Beverly's house went up for sale. No announcement, no goodbye, just a quiet "for sale by owner" sign staked into the lawn. Within hours, the listing was live with a disclaimer at the bottom that read, "Seller discloses prior neighborhood tension." No known structural issues? Yeah, neighborhood tension is one way to put it, but that wasn't even the final hit. Turns out the IRS had been flagged by multiple residents who submitted HOA payment receipts for tax reasons. The PayPal account linked to Beverly's husband raised suspicion, and now a federal investigation is reportedly underway. Oh, And about that city council campaign, she officially withdrew. No statement, just a quiet edit on the candidate page that said, "No longer seeking office." We held a barbecue the weekend after. Real casual, potluck style. Neighbors who had never spoken before were laughing over grilled corn and watermelon slices. Someone put up a banner that said, "Real community doesn't need permission." A teenage girl who'd once been fined for walking her emotional support ferret gave Max a scratch behind the ears and said, "You made this happen." And maybe he did. See, this story wasn't just about a dog. It was about the kind of power people give away because they are too polite to question a clipboard. Because they think, that's just the rules, even when the rules don't make sense. It was about how fear can become control and how silence becomes permission. But it was also about how one small act of defiance, one viral clip, one bark at the wrong time can blow the whole damn thing wide open. Call to action. So tell me, where do we draw the line between rules and control? Between community and conformity? Was Beverly just enforcing order, or was she abusing it? What would you have done if it were your dog? Your partner, your name on those fake fines? Drop your thoughts below, because the only thing more dangerous than a fake HOA is a quiet neighborhood that lets it keep going. Share your story. Let's make noise.